So I don't know, I think this is a good way to wake up in the morning. What do you guys think? So Madam Lieutenant, Your Excellencies, ladies, gentlemen, esteemed guests, in the spirit of travel's transformative power, which helps to foster tolerance, diminishes fear of the unknown, and nurtures not just knowledge, but something much deeper, understanding. I extend my warmest welcome to each of you as we convene for our 23rd Global Summit. It is indeed such an honor and a privilege to stand before you today. As chair of WTTC, addressing not just industry leaders, but visionaries and emerging talents from across the globe. This year, our journey brings us to Rwanda, a nation of profound significance. Rwanda is graced with breathtaking natural beauty and precious wildlife. But its true essence lies in its people, dynamic, warm, and united. Now I want to express gratitude to the talented performers who set the tone for our summit here this morning, sharing the spirit of this extraordinary place. And I want to apologize for my very poor official invitation, but it is a good way to wake up in the morning. Now, our presence in Africa for this year's summit is very intentional, and it marks a very historic moment for the travel and tourism sector. WTTC has stood as a beacon for our sector for 33 years, advocating for the positive impact travel and tourism has on our world, from economic growth to transforming lives, and enhancing human health and happiness. Now by now, you probably heard me say this many, many times, and I hope like me, you feel it bears repeating. Travel brings us together. Through travel, different peoples and cultures discover what we share in common, inspiring, empowering us to celebrate our differences rather than fearing or resenting them. Now, our Global Summit has been a cornerstone of our efforts to promote inclusive, frictionless travel, addressing critical issues such as security, digitization, seamless travel, and sustainability, even regenerative tourism. All of these challenges, like the crippling global financial crisis and the devastating impact of COVID. Now, this is the first time our Global Summit is being held on the African continent, and it's been long overdue. This continent is home to 54 countries, countless diverse languages, and 1.4 billion people. Africa is home to Victoria Falls, the Kruger National Park, Mount Kilimanjaro, the Sahara, the Pyramid of Giza, pristine beaches, and vibrant cities, including Johannesburg, Cairo, Lagos, Nairobi, and of course, right here in Kigali. Investment in travel and tourism in Africa has risen at a much stronger rate than the global average since 2000. Now, between 2000 and 2019, investment increased by nearly 350%. That's about 3.5 times, and at a broadly consistent rate across the continent. Today, here in Rwanda, we send a resounding message to the world. The heart of travel and tourism be strong here in Africa. So I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to our sponsors, without them we couldn't be here. To our CEO, Julia Simpson, who you'll hear from shortly, and the entire WTTC staff for shaping what promises to be a very exciting summit program. And I want to express a very special thank you to our beloved member and our Vice Chair, Regional Chair for Africa, Freddie Rafever. And Freddie, So Manfredi, as you know, subsequently advocated for Rwanda. It was your initial advocacy for holding the first WTTC Summit ever in Africa that has brought us here today. And I can't thank you enough for it, so thank you. And of course, our deepest gratitude goes to our hosts, the Republic of Rwanda. Especially His Excellency President Paul Kagame and the Rwanda Development Board, led by our friend, CEO Francis Gatari. Rwanda's travel and tourism sector attracted $173 million in 2022. It's just the beginning. And better still, Rwanda's travel and tourism sector is forecast to rise to $194 million, just the beginning. And in the next decade, it is expected to grow substantially even more. It's going to create hundreds of thousands of jobs. And importantly, the country's commitment to carbon neutrality and conservation is an example to the rest of the world, and it aligns perfectly with this year's summit theme. So again, welcome everybody. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all for supporting the ongoing efforts of the World Travel and Tourism Council. And now, it's my privilege to introduce Francis Gatari, CEO of the Rwanda Development Board, whose work resonates deeply with our mission to build bridges to our